Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Psycard Insights and how we can make full use of it. So welcome. I'm just going to allow everyone to kind of come in and come along, and then we shall begin. Welcome. Do say hi as you come in. Just say hi, say hello. Let me know you're there. And whilst people kind of join us, just kind of really want to let people know that this time next week, so that'll be the 21st. Hi Nancy, hi Jackie, hi Liam. 21st at 7 p.m. GMT, we are going to be doing 1 hour of live spirit messages. So it's a special edition of 1 hour of live spirit messages. If you would like to participate in that, please go over to the event, which is on the page. Add yourself as coming, and do leave a question. So I'm going to kind of, over the next kind of week, is beforehand, I'm going to be looking at the questions that are left, which means that when I come into that show, I'm able to kind of make the most of our time that we have together. It means I can kind of work through those questions, I can connect. So if you would like to participate, if you'd like to kind of have a message, I'd like to connect with Spirit, go over to the event, add yourself a coming and leave a question. That would be hugely appreciated. Around about 9 o'clock tonight, GMT, I'm going to be releasing a post that's going to explain more about that. Hi Robert, hi Penny. So let's have a look. I'm going to take a Psycard. I'm also going to see if there's any spirit message there as well. Hi Nancy, hi Penny. Penny, I've got something for you as you're here. Penny, there's this real uncomfortable feeling. So as I saw your name, there's a real uncomfortable feeling. I get this feeling as if you're feeling in real kind of conflict between what you're feeling deep inside of you and what's being kind of shown to you. There's this kind of sense of something not sitting right for you. There's this right kind of conflict, as if you're not feeling comfortable about what's either being said to you or being shown to you. Does that make any sense? And you are also hugely intuitive, and there is a gentleman that's coming through, a father figure that's coming through that is showing himself. Okay, Penny, does that make any sense to you? He's kind of really protective. He's a very strong-willed person. Very, very strong-willed, and he's saying to you to absolutely trust what you get inside. Alison Edwards, I feel like Dad is telling me something. What is it? Alison, you need to be a lot kinder with yourself. Yes, your dad, Penny, so you can take that. Can you take the message that he shared with you as well? And as I said to you, it felt like a father figure, so that makes sense. And he is hugely protective. He's a very protective person. He is a very honest person. No nonsense, no bullshit, basically, no rubbish. And he's been hugely protective. You need to, Penny, you need to really trust what you feel. I feel that you are hugely instinctive, hugely intuitive. You know what you know. But someone's kind of creating doubt for you. Okay, someone is absolutely creating doubt for you. Yes, you can. All right, perfect. Can you also understand that someone's creating doubt for you? Okay, I really feel that you need to trust what you're feeling inside. Okay. And Alison, there's a real feeling, you said to me about your dad being there. I kind of get this sense of the message I want to share with you is that you need to be kinder with yourself. Perfect, Penny. Yes, you can. All right, so that was really, really important. This is what I'm really enjoying about these Thursdays. You know, I'm only coming on for like 15-20 minutes, but it's about not about the kind of the time. It's about what's shared and the kind of quality of that, you know, to be able to do a Psycard Insights, be able to kind of do 1 or 2 spirit messages and be able to connect with people fully is really, really important. I can really feel the importance of that. And as I say, next Thursday we've got 1 hour. I think it's next Thursday. Yes, it is next Thursday. 1 hour on the 21st on winter solstice on Yule. And if you want to be a part of that, please do go over to the event. It's on the page. Add yourself as going and leave a question so that when I come on, we can really make use of that time we have together. So if you want to receive a message, add yourself and leave a question. Perfect. Penny, you're so welcome. Nancy, bottom line, she needs to empower herself in the situation. So I'm obviously catching the back end of something there. Hi Carla, fantastic, lovely to have you here. So let's pull a card for the week, guys, and see what it's saying to us. So a couple more shuffles. There we go. We've got a card that wants to come out. Let's grab that card. So birth card, okay, so this is what it's telling me, all right. This is absolutely making sense to where we find ourselves in time as well, okay. So we're nearly at an end of a year, okay. So this thing is kind of human nature that we start to begin to look at the beginning of a new year, okay. So we start to look at the beginning of a whole new year and actually what we want to do differently. Okay, Spirit's advice to you, and I'm going to be writing about this as we go forward. Spirit's advice to you is why wait? Why wait to a beginning of a new year to begin to make that change? How about stopping, pausing, reflecting, and beginning to nurture that change now? You know, there's no time like the present. The other thing is, if we kind of look back on some of the side cards we've shared, there's kind of been a heavy energy, and I would say over the last kind of 6 to 8 weeks, actually the freaking last 6 months, there's been a kind of heavy energy. You know, if you look at what's going on in the world, it is kind of a very uncertain time. It's a very suppressive energy. And if we look at where we are, we're almost like tipping into Yule, especially here in the UK, where winter solstice, where the light begins to come back. But in a way, what I feel this card is saying to us is that there's almost this sense of a breakthrough. Okay, so many of you have been kind of experiencing a really heavy time, a very kind of suppressive time, a very traumatic time, a time of not able to see clearly. You know, there's been a time of the clarity hasn't been there. But what we've got is the beginnings of a breakthrough. We've got the clarity beginning to rise. Where that kind of sits is what that's doing is kind of enabling you to kind of then begin to kind of sense and see and feel a sense of direction. Okay, so if I kind of look at what I just shared with Penny, is that I think it's about taking control of the situation, not being controlling. Don't kind of translate that to being controlling. It's about taking control of the situation. So instead of being a passenger within the car, it's about being a driver in the car. So it's about being a driver in the situation and within your circumstances. So guys, it's about kind of taking charge, taking control of where you find yourself. My sister passed away on the 23rd of November, a funeral today, and I wasn't allowed to go. Right, that makes complete sense to what the gentleman, Dad, was saying. You have done nothing wrong, Penny. You have done nothing wrong. Nothing wrong whatsoever. I think that it was absolutely hugely wrong of those people to not allow you to go. That's something they're going to have to, as they go forwards, absolutely live with. But I tell you this, and I absolutely feel this from the bottom of my heart, is that people often say to me is that, and towards the end of a session they say to me, is my mum and dad still there? And I say, yes, of course they are. They say, can they hear me now? Can you tell them that I love them very dearly? And my answer has always been the same, is that actually they always do hear you. They know what's in your heart. So even though that you were unable to go to that funeral, is, believe me, your sister will be with you. She was a gutsy person, Penny. She was an absolutely gutsy person. She was a very, very, very determined person. Does that make sense to you? I just get this grit. I get this determination. There's a gentleness to her. There's an absolute gentleness to her. But underneath all of that, there is a gutsy attitude. There's a gritty attitude. There's a determined attitude. Believe me, and I don't say this lightly, she is standing beside you. And I do not say this lightly, which really ties into not just kind of this feeling of jumping into the driving seat, is absolutely knowing that they're not going to define your relationship. Yes, she was a very strong person. That's that gutsiness I get. And do you know what's really, really important? Those people that did not allow you to go to that funeral have no right to do that. And very importantly, is they're not going to define your relationship that you had with her and you have with her. And I really underline the words have, okay? That to me is really, really important. Move yourself absolutely into the driving seat and know that you do not have to be at that funeral for you to say goodbye. Okay, it is a process that often absolutely brings a sense of closure. It's a ritual of sorts, you know, that we move through that allows us to kind of feel a sense of closure. But know that she stands beside you, and actually, you know, that she knows what's in your heart. You do not need to be there to say goodbye. And actually, in my experience, my own experience, that it is never actually an end. And every day I'm reminded of that by the work that I do. And that's for everyone else to kind of decide, you know. But I know in my heart it isn't an end. And, you know, she's gutsy, she is strong, she will make herself known to you. She has a softness underneath that strength. And there's a particular perfume, Penny. There's a particular perfume, smell or scent. I was not told by a family she passed, killed me inside. Absolutely hugely would have, you know, because you're grieving twice, and it absolutely becomes a huge shock. Know that she's with you, but there's a smell there. There's an absolute smell. There's a scent, and I know that you're going to smell it. Know that your relationship is not defined by them. Okay, it's defined by you and her. This card is really kind of this sense of breakthrough, okay, and also this kind of feeling of the energy lightening as we go forwards. It sounds like other people need messages more than I do. Dad is trying to get in touch, and I know that he will somehow. Even though we had our differences, I believe that he will be there for me. I think that's what you're saying, Alison. He was an awkward man, Alison. He could absolutely be an awkward man at times. Very, very stubborn, very, very strong-willed. Very, very, very strong-willed. Very, very kind of determined. Know that he's there. What he's wanting for you is for you to be kind and gentle with yourself. You're feeling guilty about something, Alison. You're feeling guilty. And actually, he's wanting to kind of say to you that don't. You're trying to meet an expectation. Okay, very right. So you understand. You don't need to kind of push yourself too hard to meet that expectation. You don't need to feel guilty. It's not as easy as that. You can't just stop feeling guilty. But he really wants to reinforce to you there is no need for that guilt. That you have done right fully by that situation. And actually, I want to say to you, someone's trying to manipulate you. Someone is absolutely trying to manipulate you. Which I feel in a way kind of ties in to this card as well. It's about kind of standing strong. You know, if we look at this as a shoot, okay, that's bursting through the earth, which is this new sense of growth. It's about kind of standing tall. It's about taking that place of direction and directing things as they go forwards. It's about moving ourselves into the driving seat. Hi, Dean saying, I never went to my nan's funeral as I truly knew it wasn't an end but another beginning. Birth card. And that's another really, really important message actually to share, especially with those that are here right now listening to this, is that, yeah, completely. It is not an end. It really, really, really isn't an end. That's a big one to comprehend, and it's a personal journey. You know, I'm only sharing, and many of you are only sharing your experiences from a place of experience. You know, when those experiences have touched you to the depths that have touched me and many others, that you know then it isn't an end. But that comes from direct experience. You know, that is all about having that direct experience firsthand. But with Alison and with Penny, is that I believe you will have those experiences firsthand, and you will know. You know, Penny, you will know that your sister is standing beside you, even though you were unable to go to the funeral, you were unable to say goodbye in that way. When you have that experience firsthand and direct, you will know that she is with you and that her love is with you. And as I say, so often people say to me, can you just tell my mum or my dad that I love them? And I always say, they've just heard you, because they know absolutely without a shadow of a doubt that what is within your heart, what is in your heart. We are hugely transparent to spirit, which is why, you know, they know so much about what is going on within our lives, because it's almost as if they're looking into. You know, I always say is that they're quite often willing us into our greatest potential. They're willing us from the sidelines of life to move into that deeper alignment. And that deeper alignment comes from a place of honesty, you know, from a huge sense of integrity to ourselves first and foremost, and then the world around us. But believe me, they see what's going on. And Alison and Penny, I just want you to know that your dad and your sister there with Penny are standing right beside you. So very, very powerful card. It is a shift. And the other thing that I feel, hi Bobby, there's a shift that's going on in the world, which is all about every action that we creates a ripple. So, you know, I try to, as much as I can, do things with heart or with purpose, because at that level then that has a knock-on effect. You know, I heard someone say to me today, I shared something that I felt very passionate about. It was quite a heavy rant actually on my personal Facebook page, and I shared it with a lot of force, and someone said to me, why'd you bother? Well, if we all had that attitude, then the world would just go to shit. It is about what we do on an individual level that can create a wider and greater and more bigger and more powerful change. Do not ever underestimate the power of the seeds that we plant, the growth that happens from that. You know, you see those big mighty oak trees or those huge redwood trees that many of you have in the States, and the mighty oak trees that we have here in the UK and across Europe, is they were just a seed at one point. Okay, that matters. What we do absolutely matters. I'm going to absolutely leave all of that with you. Once again, it's been a real pleasure. If you're wanting to participate in next week on the 21st on that special edition live spirit messages, please go over to the event, add yourself as going, and leave a question. That's going to really allow us to make the most of our time together. Also, please do share this. Maybe it's going to reach someone and it can help somebody. And also you'll find that many of my videos are also on my YouTube channel. So if you put in Shane Gadd into YouTube, you'll find a huge amount of resources there. Those of you that are listening from YouTube, you can find me on my Facebook page, which is Spirit Meets Adventure. Guys, I'm going to leave all that with you. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure. Remember, put yourself in the driving seat, direct your lives, know that spirit are never too far away, and remember that every kind of seed you plant actually can make a huge change. Gonna leave that with you, gonna leave the love of spirit with you as well. Thanks, guys. Perfect. Take care, guys. Bye bye.